What a week this is going to be for CardsHQ. Some of the ambitious plans that we had when we started this store, such as bringing our cards from the showcases live to everybody in the world and bringing the trade night experience live. Well, it's all going to start happening this weekend for the first time ever. We're excited for it, and so much work has taken place to get us to this point. Today, we unveil our plans, talk about what got us here, and talk about what is upcoming. It's an exciting update from CardsHQ, and it's happening now. Hello, and here we go. And Ryan and Carter, thank you guys for joining me again. This is a big week for CardsHQ. Are you guys excited?
Oh, it's going to be a massive week for us.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Yeah, we even shut down buying for the week to get ready for what's about to happen this weekend. We're going to fill the audience in on all of the plans here in just a moment. But first, I have to give a little announcement, a little breaking news type of announcement. Guys, this book is out. My book is out. Sports Card Collecting and Investing for Dummies. This is a book that I worked on alongside Tyler Nethercott, Teapot from our team, and Ben Burrows. And Teapot and Ben put in a ton of work on this book, did an absolute great job. We signed a book deal with Wiley to create the book, and it is now live on Amazon. It's actually shipping. People are getting the copies. You ordered a copy, and it got delivered to you already.
Yeah.
We're super excited for it. So check out Sports Card Collecting and Investing for Dummies. It is live on Amazon. A great book for anybody who is just starting their collecting journey. Lots of great info in that book. All right, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about some of the big things that are happening at CardsHQ and how this is going to be really affect the audience everywhere, not just folks coming into the store in Atlanta, but this week we're making moves that take the store experience that we have here in Atlanta and bring it to the world for the first time. You know, I've said some very grandiose statements on this show. I've said how we wanted to revolutionize retail. A lot of people have had commentary about that. Or what are we talking about? Are we actually going to be able to do that or not? What's going to happen this weekend is the first step towards that. Now, that is a multi-step plan. But in order to actually be able to sell from the aisles and give the CardsHQ experience to people everywhere in the world, no matter where they may live, the first step is we got to have all of our inventory available for people to buy, whether that's on our website, which is the first thing that's happening, or whether that's on Whatnot or other streaming platforms to support us being able to sell from the showcases, or whether that's on eBay or wherever that may be. We got to get all this inventory there. And I'm pleased to announce that the first step on that is happening later this week. We're going to go live for the first time ever with CardsHQ.com, the new version of CardsHQ.com that is going to have most, not all, but most of our cards available, some of our wax available. It's going to be a big moment. Carter, are we ready for this?
We're getting there.
Right.
We're getting there. I mean, obviously it's Monday right now. We shut down the week of buying. So, we're trying to do cycle counts. We're trying to make sure we know where things are, right? Because our goal is to ship as fast as we can. We execute that really well with our Whatnot sales right now. We ship next day. But for us to be able to ship next day for the website, we got to know where our inventory is at. So we're trying to log everything. We have our inventory manager. He's mapped out the entire store and the back house. So we're working towards that right now. And hopefully, I think we're pretty confident we're going to get it done this week, though.
Yeah. So there are really two keys for us to get to the point. You know, we would have loved when we opened the doors to have been able to go live with our website and selling from the aisles and everything day one. It was not realistic. Being able to even get the store open when we got it open was frankly a momentous effort. And the two of you in particular slept very little for the months of December and January leading up to that store opening in order to actually get it open on time, which we did. But the whole idea of we're going to sell from the aisles, we're going to revolutionize retail, you're going to be able to shop our store from anywhere and experience it live, that had to take a back seat while we got the actual retail experience up and going. But it's something we wanted to quickly revisit. And in order to get there, there were two real key things. And Carter, you just touched on inventory management in particular, right? Because what we're trying to do here which you don't really ever see done in any retail store, is we're trying to let people online buy cards directly from the showcases. That means that you could have customers coming in the store and looking at cards and somebody looking online or on a live stream at those same cards at the same time. And so you really have to be precise that if somebody buys the card online, we got to have somebody in the store ready to go grab that card, take it out of the showcase, so we don't also have a customer in the store, who's looking at it and not realizing that it sits there and they don't realize it's already been sold. So there's a lot of complexity to that. We got to have all the inventory mapped out, as you said. We got to know where everything is, exactly what showcase it's in. We got to have runners, we got to have orders printed and runners running to go grab those cards, all those things. So that's what we've been setting up this week. And that's why we stopped buying this week, was so that we could actually, it's the first week since we've opened the store where we've stopped buying, because we've needed to buy. But we've stopped buying because we needed to kind of freeze the inventory to get us to the point where we could have everything logged. And we're close to that point. So Carter, I know you've had late nights here the last few nights. We got a new inventory manager, Jimmy, who's been many late nights here. We're close. Are we going to be all the way there by the end of the week this week?
I think we're going to be all the way there. I think the biggest thing, towards the end of the week is training our staff, right? Because right now we just place cards in certain showcases based on price, right? But we need to track that location. And Jimmy's already created systems where we can track who put what where. But we just got to get our staff up to speed here near the end of the week to get ready for it once we launch.
Yeah, so that's exciting. That's going to be a big milestone. And then, of course, it's not just getting all that set up, but then it's a constant need to maintain it all. We can't fall back out of the system once we're in the system. But the momentous effort is getting in the system, and we should be in that system by the end of the week, and that's what's empowering us to be able to launch the website and start that selling from the showcases. The other big thing that we had to accomplish to get to this point was buying enough inventory. And we've talked on this channel several times when we've had these conversations about how buying is a challenge. It's gotten better. Ryan, you're our lead buyer for the shop. Tell us what the buying experience has been like over the last few months.
It's been amazing. The one thing that was our problem was the bottleneck of inventory. We kept going to shows, spending thousands of dollars and bringing it all back, bringing back hundreds of cards, and then just the processes of getting them out and into the store front. We were a little bit slow there. So then we kept mounting and piling on cards. So right now, there's about 5 of us going through every card we own. We log everything we buy. We just have to find what sheet it is. And we have 11 sheets up on all of our computers right now. So we're going through every card. Okay, well, we bought this. Like some players we are holding, like Jackson Holiday, for instance. We've been holding because he's about to get called up, and then that's a great time to sell Jackson Holiday. But now we're locating that card, and then we have a system to put it in the proper box. It's like, there's a reason this card's in the back. This card is being held until Jackson Holiday gets called up. Similar to Churio. Now Churio's called up and we want to sell our Churios. But just having an inventory manager that's able to process the inventory has been really helpful.
Yeah.
We've been able to fly through cards. We were probably getting between 50 and 100 cards out a day. Now we're up to like 500. We can do 500 cards a day.
And we're restocking every day now. Where customers were coming in and they were like, "Hey, when's the restock happening?" And sometimes it'd be once or twice a week, and it'd be in that 500 card range, adding up. But now it's every day, and customers are coming in every day, realizing that.
Yeah, that's big news. We actually should put that news out to the public as well, so people know that our restocking is happening earlier, or more often, because that's a big deal. People like to walk into shops and see fresh inventory. That's something that Burbank Sports Cards out in LA really leans into. Now in their store design, they have their new inventory showcases, which is specifically where their new inventory that they just put out goes. We don't have that. We're mixing the new inventory in with everything else.
We were going to do that, but we're flying through everything too fast.
Yeah.
So everything's a new arrival, it seems like, out there.
Yeah, it does feel that way because our aisles will get somewhat decimated, as a few days go on throughout the week. So if we kind of held all of our new inventory on one part of the store, but then the aisles with the older inventory starting to like get really patchy, it's kind of like, well, how quickly do you need to take stuff from the new inventory into the other aisles? Really, what our goal is for everything in our store to be new inventory. That's what the goal is. We want everything in the store to be new inventory. We don't need to put new inventory in just a couple of special showcases. We want every showcase to have new inventory. That means that the sales velocity has to, be cleaning out our showcases, that often that everything becomes new inventory. And that has already been happening in our retail store to an extent. We've been selling a lot of stuff out of the showcases. Now that we are launching our online experience for the first time, step one of that, it's really going to happen. Like our showcases, we're going to fly through inventory. And if somebody walks in our store on a Saturday and then they come back 2 Saturdays later, they're going to see a lot of different cards in every showcase than what they saw 2 Saturdays before. That's something exciting. And that's something that very, very few card shops in this country can do. Very few card shops are turning enough singles inventory where their showcases look significantly different a couple weeks, from your visit, right? And we have the opportunity to do that. I think that's a really exciting part about CardsHQ.
I think the key to that is pricing at comps. And then we even introduced our comp station where you can even check if our comps are right. I mean, comps do change. That they're very fluid. But pricing at comps, we're flying through cards because of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a thing we didn't even mention. We added a nice addition to the store recently is we added 2 stations where people can use market movers free, iPads where they can go on there for free and they can check comps. And it's, many card shops shy away from that because, a lot of shops price their cards a little high and a lot of them will negotiate and that kind of thing. We took a different route. And it was a little bit of a controversial route, which was we're going to price at comps. And unless we've mispriced or unless the market has significantly changed, we're not going to negotiate. We're going to set the price fairly to begin with instead of setting the price 50% over comps and then expecting that everybody's going to come in the door and negotiate us down, right? That's not how we chose to do things. So it's a little different, but I think putting the comp stations in the shop just shows that transparency. It just shows how we're trying to price things fairly. And you're right, Ryan. We're selling a lot of singles. Like singles they move quick here. It's a good part of our business. It feels like the buying side, there's still pressure on the buying side. And especially as our website now is about to open up, it's going to put added increased pressure on the buying side. But it feels like we have made strides. We've got more people in our store now that are capable of buying. We've got, we've been hitting the trade show circuit. We just got back from Chantilly this past weekend. I think more people know to come into our store to sell. What are you seeing in terms of like buying velocity for us right now?
Well, I mean, with promoting Sammy up to a buyer role, and then obviously Trey's doing buying as well, and then Carter and I, we're able to buy a lot more. On a Saturday, I mean, a lot of people are coming in on Saturdays. Now, even with the Braves starting, even more people are going to be coming in to sell their cards, and we have the capacity to help everyone.
Yeah, and that's just on the sports card side. I know Mike and Gina are buying for TCG and Pokemon. That's been another big source of buying cards as well.
We've been interviewing for another TCG buyer as well.
Yeah,
making a couple offers. But yeah, we're still, with the launch of the website, we kind of don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's a chance this whole store's empty here in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we aren't putting every card on the website, and that's somewhat intentional, right? So when people go to the website at first, they're going to see, I don't know, probably numbers wise, they're maybe going to see about half the cards that are in the showcases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If not just over. But yeah, around half.
Around half the cards. We're not going to put 100% because we got to make sure that if we have a situation where we sell through a ton of cards the first week that the website goes online, that we don't literally leave our showcases empty, right? And that could happen. We want to make sure that the experience is still really good for people walking into the retail store here in Atlanta. So, about half the cards are going up. But that many cards going up enables us to do things like sell from the aisles. And so we're pairing the website launch, which is going to be happening later this week, in the next couple of days by the time people are watching this. We're pairing that with this Saturday. We're doing our regular monthly trade night here at CardsHQ, and possibly for the first time in YouTube history, I don't know if this has ever been done before, I've never seen it before, possibly for the first time in YouTube history, we are bringing an entire trade night live to the world. And how we're doing this is we're literally going to be we're going to do a 3-hour live stream from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. And we're going to be capturing what's happening here at trade nights live for our YouTube audience. I'm going to be on the show floor. I'm going to be doing trades. I'm going to have my my cards out, my station set up. People are going to come up, look at my cards, do trade deals. I'm going to walk around to other people, and it's all going to be live. And I'm even going to turn to the audience and ask the audience if they think I should do a trade deal or not when a trade deal is proposed to me. And I'm going to poll the audience live, and I'm going to be watching the YouTube chat, and maybe in the future we might even have a mechanism for people voting. At first, we're going to have people vote in the YouTube chat. I'm going to watch the audience live, and we're going to see what they think of these trade deals, and it's all going to happen live. During that broadcast, we're also going to be able to feature some of the cards in the showcases. We're going to show a little bit of the aisles and feature certain cards, as those cards are also then live on our CardsHQ.com website for people to buy. If they see a card at that moment, as we're showing it that they would like to get, it will be live at that moment on our website. It's this convergence of in-store retail with live streaming and e-commerce that I think is going to be really unique. And it's just the first step of what we want to do. We got big plans beyond this, but are you as excited as I am about this, Carter?
I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited for it. I think the people here locally are going to have so much fun with it too, not just the people online. So I think it's going to add a little different element to live to our trade nights that a lot of other people don't have.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's going to be. People are going to react differently to this, right? Like, so I think some people like coming to do a trade with me at trade night, and the whole trade is being live streamed. Like, some people I think are going to like love the opportunity. Other people might get nervous about it. Like, oh my God, I'm live to the world. What's going to happen in this trade? But I think it's going to be fascinating. And I think that there's a lot of people probably out there watching sports card investor content who see, these card shows that we go to. They see the trade nights that we do at CardsHQ. They see these videos of trades. They don't get to experience it. Maybe they aren't geographically near a good show or a good shop or whatever that's doing trade nights or whatever. But here they're going to be able to experience it as it's happening in real time without being physically here. I think it's going to be a really cool thing. What are you most excited about trade night, Ryan?
Well, I mean, just here in Chantilly, we had a couple customers come up to our booth, and they say it's a bucket list item to come to CardsHQ. A customer is coming in November for his birthday. You hear it everywhere we go across the country that people want to see CardsHQ. Mm-hmm. Well, our vision was being the local card shop to the world. So now everyone in the world can attend the CardsHQ trade night. Yeah. And that is so exciting to me.
I think it's super exciting. Yes. And by the way, for those of you out there who physically want to attend a CardsHQ trade night, when our new website launches this week, we're also going to have an events calendar. The events calendar is going to list when all of our trade nights are for the year. We're doing them the second Saturday of every month. So if you're planning a trip to Atlanta to come see CardsHQ, if you can, look at that second Saturday of the month, because that's going to be when our trade night is, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Of course, the store's open all day, and then 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. trade night. Of course, anytime you come is a great time, but that second Saturday is when trade nights are going to be happening. So,
and all 4 buyers will be on staff too.
Perfect.
During our trade nights.
So, and this weekend, because we're shutting down buying for the week this week to inventory and to get everything 100%, ready for the website launch, we're going to reopen buying on Saturday, right? Which is trade night. It's going to be a busy day. We're going to have people in here, I'm sure, who had stuff they wanted to sell us earlier in the week, but we were closed on buying all week. I'm sure people are going to be coming in here. So that's good. We got to get ready for hopefully what will be a big rush of people on Saturday.
Oh, we got a great system in place too. Like now we can buy and we could probably get the stuff out the next day.
Yeah.
So that's just really exciting to me.
It's a big change. It was having an inventory manager in retrospect was something we needed from day one. You learn this stuff, right, as you go. And it's not that we didn't know that we needed that. Like, we knew that we needed inventory support. We just didn't know quite how big of a deal that was going to be, and also quite how big of a chore that was going to be. And then what we realized was, wow, we're getting more efficient at buying. We're buying a lot of stuff, but it's all piling up in back rooms because we're trying to be meticulous about it. We're trying to inventory every single card and put it out, which is something a lot of card shops don't do. But we're doing that specifically because you have to do that in order to be able to activate live selling and in order to be able to sell out of your showcases. You got to have every single card inventoried with the right card description, the right price, images, all that kind of stuff. And so we're almost there. And so hiring the inventory manager we quickly became aware after the store opened, like, okay, that's going to be a bottleneck. We got to solve that bottleneck with a hire, right? And we did that, and we hired a great inventory manager, and we're solving other things, right? We're same thing. Like, we're figuring out what other bottlenecks we have in the store and how we need to expand and adapt, and we'll continue to do those types of things as we go. Another change that has happened over the last couple of weeks here is we had a new breaker start, Allie. A lot of people know Allie. She was formerly with Titan Cards, a popular YouTuber, popular on Instagram. She's got a great fan following. She likes to break TCG. She likes to break non-sports. She gets into, kind of some unusual stuff. Does a little bit of sports as well. She's done a little bit of hockey and that kind of thing in the past. Sometimes, gets into the character of all of it. She likes Star Wars. Sometimes she does a little cosplay, and the whole thing's a lot of fun. It was a huge win for us to convince her to move to Atlanta and to start breaking as part of CardsHQ. And she's now set up. She's got a breaker cabana all to herself. We've decorated it. It's her cabana with her style. And she's getting underway. What's the first couple weeks of that been like, Carter?
It's been amazing. I think she's having tons of fun. I think our viewers are having tons of fun. It's it's kind of a cool mix between our followers and her followers in the stream so far. And she's been ripping a wide variety of stuff. She's ripped hockey. She's ripped wrestling. Because WrestleMania was this past weekend. She's ripped a lot of Pokemon, a lot of Star Wars. But it's been a fun weekend. It's been a little bit. It's not up our alley, Ryan and I's as much, right? We're mainly sports guys, but it's fun to see. And I think the most exciting part's her cabana.
Yeah,
all the customers are coming in. They're like, whoa, like this is cool. This is different. You can see the character in there.
Yep.
And so it's really exciting with having Allie here.
Even the guys next door now they want a decoration.
Yeah,
they're jealous.
They're bugging
jealous.
us every day right now.
They're jealous. Well, they should, right? I mean, it's added flair to the store. Like, so we have the 6 live selling and breaking cabanas. People have seen the videos of the store design, even if they haven't been here. But we open those up to the store. We put them right on the edge of the store, and we open them to the store. And we wanted to do that because we wanted to create interaction between the people coming in the store and the breakers or live streamers, and also the people on the stream. We wanted all of it to kind of interact. And what Allie did with her cabana now being like coolly designed out is she's really emphasized that, because she's now created a spectacle when people walk in the shop and they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, what's happening in that cabana? What's going on, right? And it also looks great for people on the stream, but it creates more than interaction. So it doesn't surprise me that the guys want to spice up the other cabanas a little bit. We should. I think we should lean into it, actually, and make all of the cabanas kind of, in a cool, custom way, that maybe evokes the personality of the people who are doing the breaking or the selling.
Yeah, I just told Lucido no Mets. He's a big Mets fan.
Yeah, well.
So I told him that.
No Mets.
Yeah, no Mets.
Yeah, we can't have Mets in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We can't
So I
do
told
Mets
him
in
that.
Atlanta. Well, so that means that we got 3 of the 6 cabanas open. And I think that three of the 6 are in use. We have 6 total, right? So we got 3 in use. So we got one that's CardsHQ Shop, which is our guys who are doing the live selling of singles on Whatnot. We've got one that's CardsHQ Breaks. These are the Whatnot channel names. And then we've got one that is Allie, which is CardsHQ TCG, right? And so I think what we're going to do next, we got a kid over here pressed up against the window. This kid's so cute. So we are, by the way, you can't see on the camera, but we are, our shop is, we can look out to the shop right here, right? So we had a little kid walk up and literally he's like pressed up against the glass
Smeared
with
his face on
he's
it.
smearing his face on the glass, like looking what's going on in the studio as
people
we're
in the
filming
breaker
this.
arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some people in the bleachers too.
Let's just hope he doesn't do that to the showcases. As long as he doesn't do that to the showcases, we're okay. So yeah, we got 3 of the 6 breaking cabanas in use, and so I think our in terms of continuing to expand our live selling, I think our next objective is to expand out the days and the hours on CardsHQ Breaks and CardsHQ Shop, so that we continue to kind of fill the schedule out, and we're live instead of 4 or 5 days a week like we're currently live. We want to get to the point where we're live 7 days a week and we're live for long portions of the day.
Well, this might be breaking news to Geoff.
Yeah, but
we made a hire.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
We made a hire.
I didn't know this.
We are proud to announce Grizz is joining full time.
Oh, fantastic!
Starting in early May.
Good, that's great.
So he will start doing his own show, Counter to Lucido, and so that will get to 7 days.
Great.
The first week of May, and then we got Ethan joining the team here at the end of April, and then we just ramped up Robert, who we call Wizard.
Yeah, he's quite good. I saw him on he was on the CardsHQ shop stream today.
Yeah, he's live today, and but he's great. So now here by the end of the month, we will have 4 live sellers on the CardsHQ shop account, and then we will have 2 separate shows for CardsHQ breaks. So we should be at 7 days here real soon.
That's exciting.
Very exciting.
That's good.
Yep.
That's really, really good. And then once all of our inventory is up, our website is up and all that kind of thing, eventually that will plug into Whatnot, and we'll have all of our card inventory up available on Whatnot as well. And then we can start bringing people into the aisle some. We might try that out as like a special show, maybe in between some of our live selling. We got to figure out the exact format of it and how we're going to do it. But we want to actually be able to bring people into the aisles a little bit, whether it's on Whatnot, whether it's on YouTube, however we implement that, whatever streaming platform in the future, we want to give people that experience of actually seeing cards and showcases. And so that's another thing for us to work on. That's forthcoming. But obviously, step 1 is getting the inventory in, getting the website up, allowing people to buy that way, expanding out the hours of what we're doing. And then over time, this is all going to come together in what I think is a really exciting way.
Yeah, I mean, we've been open for 3 months. We got 3 cabanas open. It seems like everything's moving fast here. Let's chill on the 4th month. Let's not open the 4th yet.
I don't know. I'm already making offers over here for more TCG live sellers. So, I think the Alley's channel may get to 7 days here soon as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So,
yeah. I am possibly one of my challenges as an entrepreneur is that at times I could be too ambitious and I'm not satisfied. I'm never satisfied with where we are.
We may deal with that with you a little bit.
I always want something more. So yes, you guys are learning this is how I am. I always want something more. So the idea, like I want 6 cabanas live 24 hours a day, people in the aisles, live selling. I want it all. We will eventually get there.
Well, I'll say this: we definitely didn't, underbuild cabanas here.
Yes.
So that's the good news. There was at some point, I think there was a discussion of only building out 2 or something, and we're already at 3 in 3 months. So pretty exciting.
It's great. And when you step back and you look at the big picture, this is one thing I always have to remind myself this as an entrepreneur, because this is one of my weaknesses. Is that like I'm never ever satisfied, which I think is a good trait for an entrepreneur to have. Like you always want to be pressing, but at the same time, if you're never satisfied, it's sometimes harder to see the big picture and to appreciate how far you've come. And so unfortunately, for me, because this is kind of how I process everything, like when I walk into the store, I always see like, this isn't done. This isn't done. This isn't done. This needs to get done. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? That's how I process. When in reality, if you step back and you're like, man, we've only been open for a couple of months. I mean, it hasn't even been 3 months yet, right? February, March.
Yeah, no.
No, it hasn't even been 3 months.
No.
Hasn't even been 2.5 months yet.
No.
We're not even at 2.5 months yet that we have
like
been open.
long.
It feels like an eternity because we're pushing so damn hard, right? But it's like it's only been 2.5 months. And so it's when you step back and look at the big picture, it's like what we're trying to do here, we're trying to do some really big, ambitious things. Like I was not kidding when I said we're trying to revolutionize retail in many ways, particularly within the sports card hobby. We're trying to do things in a different, grander, more innovative way than has ever been done before. But that takes time. And it takes time, and it's going to take time, and we're going to continue to build towards that future. And it's not going to be long. Like this year, we will have all kinds of cool, innovative stuff going on. And I think by the time we get to the end of this year, people will absolutely see like, wow, not only is CardsHQ, the store cool, but everything CardsHQ is doing with their online selling, their live streaming, that's every bit as cool, wicked cool, amazingly cool. People will see that as well. We just need a little time to get there, right? And we're working at a fast pace. And so it's, when I'm in it day to day, I'm like, we gotta get some of this done. But then you step back and like, man, it's been 2.5 months since we opened. Like that's a fraction of time compared to, what the trajectory of this will be. So it's exciting. Things are definitely moving forward. It's exciting. If I push you guys too hard, just, tell me to shut up. And
no, I keep doing it.
No, we're ambitious too.
Yeah, no, you guys are. as well.
We're on the same.
You guys
page.
want the same thing. You guys
Yeah.
want the same
No.
thing. You guys absolutely want the same thing. You guys are as excited about all this coming together as I am.
We've been making the hires. We've been buying the equipment. Like for TCG, we just bought the Roca sorter.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive machine, but we're going to be able to process 1,000 cards at a time.
Yeah.
We got to do a video on this thing, by the way. I'm looking over here at my producer, Charles. He doesn't even, have you heard about this thing? Do you even know about this thing? Yeah, this thing is apparently crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm
gonna be fun.
excited. You showed me the little video clips of it and the website and everything like that. I'm like, what is this thing? This thing's going to sort like all these cards automatically. It's cool. It's really
Well,
cool.
we have over 100,000 TCG cards in our backlog right now, and we're just waiting for that machine to get delivered because it'll fly through them.
And probably by the time we get that machine, we'll have 150,000. That's what's happening. So it's
That's insanity.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be able to bring sports cards and TCG cards to the world.
This is going to be a big deal for the TCG audience here, right? I mean, TCG has been a big part of the shop, and which I'm very happy. We talked about this before, but like we wanted to build the TCG business out. We knew that the sports card business was going to be strong because that's all of our backgrounds, but we wanted to really build that TCG business out. And I think it seems like it's kind of, I'd say it's surpassed my expectations so far.
Yeah.
And I imagine this will only help, tremendously more so.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Mike and his team, all our TCG people. They've worked really hard, and creating that front area of our store and getting that right for us.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're going to wrap up in a couple minutes, but before we do, just wanted to touch real quick on the state of the market, because we just got back from what was another busy Chantilly show. I wasn't there on the Saturday. I heard it was busy from people who were there. The Friday that I was there was busy, and it was a Friday. Mm-hmm. Is this, Ryan, you're out there on the road a little more often, going to more of these shows. What are you seeing? What's your sense of things right now?
That was easily the busiest Saturday I've seen in a long time. I mean, you couldn't even really walk through the aisles at that show. The market was hot. You would walk around and you'd see a card you'd want. You'd think about it for a minute, go back, it'd be gone. Mm-hmm. The cards were flying. By Friday, pretty much all the high-end cards that were priced at comps, were all gone from the whole show, which is wild to see. I mean, it shows that the market's healthy, though. The companies are buying them for whatever they're using them for repacks and for their card stores. So, you got to get there early now for card shows.
Yeah.
I've never seen that many people. I mean, I might not. It was national scale. I've never seen that many. And we had a line that was probably 30 minutes at our booth to sell to us as well. It was amazing to see.
That's incredible. I knew it must have been busy because we weren't getting texts from you on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. He was not responding to me, Geoff.
Yeah, he was. We weren't getting texts.
Completely ignoring.
I even called his phone at one point, and because I had a guy who was calling me who wanted to meet Ryan there, and he didn't answer his phone. He didn't text, and I was like, man, it must be busy there.
He must have got really tired because he didn't even text me until the next day.
I finally came back to the table. The guy already sold his cards. There's just buyers everywhere.
Yeah.
The market's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Well, it's a good sign. It's a great sign. It's a wonderful sign. And I don't know. We could do a whole show on why that is and theories behind why that is and everything like that. We don't have time today to do that, so we're going to save that for another discussion. But it's a really good sign, and it certainly continues to give me a lot of confidence about where all this is going. Another good sign, Carter, is how the Braves season has started, man. It's pretty good, right? I mean, other than Spencer Strider, we're all a little bit worried about that, right? Well, I mean,
we got 5 more major league pitchers in the farm system, so we'll survive. But I'm with you. But.
We don't want our ace out for the season. That's not good.
Max Fried got smacked on Saturday night, so he's got to get back to it too. But
yeah.
It's been fun. I got to go Friday and Saturday, so it was a blast. But the shop was crazy. The shop was absolutely wild this weekend for opening weekend, and it definitely died off maybe 30 minutes before the game. Everyone was here in Braves jerseys.
Yeah,
Braves
I noticed.
merch.
Yeah, I came by Saturday afternoon, and it was awesome to see. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, it's happened today on a weekday. It's going to be a blast having the Braves around right here 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people came into the shop. They're like, yeah, I come here every year for opening weekend. Heard you guys opened. They came in here. They ripped some boxes in the Breaker Arena. They bought some cards, bought some Braves cards. Our Braves showcases are decimated. Yeah. You came back and you were like,
thing I noticed when I came in.
I don't know how we're going to replace those Braves cards. It's Cunha autos, Riley autos, everything just moved out of those showcases. So it's great to see. It's great to see a fandom in a card shop so close to a stadium like this.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. And hopefully Ryan, the Braves will continue to be good for some time to come. It looks like we're set up pretty well, knock on wood for years to come, hopefully.
Shout out to Alex. It's a great, best GM in baseball.
Shout out AA.
Yeah, I mean, he's made a lot of the right moves. We need to get him in this store.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Well, we got to get him on this show. We'll get him on the Geoff Wilson
All right.
show.
Well, we're going to work on that.
Yeah,
all right,
we'll
guys.
check it out.
Well, I know we got a lot to do this week. We got to go get all the inventory done and get this website launched. So we will wrap up here. But this was a good conversation. Thank you guys for joining. And maybe next week you guys can get some sleep. Maybe.
No.
Yeah. Probably not. We're going to keep going. Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I wanted to remind you that the full episodes of these Geoff Wilson shows are available on YouTube under the Geoff Wilson Show channel on YouTube, also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So make sure you're subscribed there as well so you can listen to the full length of the show on the go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.